So today I'll be explaining from the topic inter-thread communication. What is inter-thread communication is, uh, it is allowing synchronized thread to communicate with each other. Okay, students, please try to remember allowing synchronized threads to communicate with each other. Like it is a mechanism in which a thread which is running, will be paused. Okay, paused means it will be made to get stopped, and another thread is allowed to execute. So that is what is inter-thread communication, which can also be called as cooperation. I'm repeating again. What is inter-thread communication in Java is, it is also known as cooperation, which is all about allowing the threads which are synchronized to get communicated with each other. That is what is inter-thread communication. Okay. Another method of defining inter-thread communication is, it is one kind of a mechanism in which a thread is paused or stopped, which is under execution, which is under execution will be stopped, and what will happen, another thread will be allowed to execute. Okay, so that is what inter-thread communication is. Okay, now the next thing is how this communication of the threads, that is inter-thread communication, is done is, it is implemented by few methods. There are three methods you all can see over here, that is wait, notify all. So what are these methods is, it is its definition or description is also mentioned here. Wait is nothing but it causes current thread to release the lock and wait until either another thread invokes the method like notify all. That is the purpose of wait. You can see over here. Wait tells the calling thread to give up the monitor and go to sleep until some other thread enters the same monitor and calls notify and notify all. Students, there are two programs. Okay, you will understand in detail, and in that in the two programs you have to see the use of this wait, notify what they're doing in real time. Okay, so I'm repeating again. What is wait and notify is, suppose there are two threads. Okay, one thread is under execution and another thread wants to get execution. So what will happen in inter-thread communication is, the thread, suppose thread A is there, it is under execution, thread B also wants to get executed. So thread A at some point of time will be what should I say, paused. Okay, and it will go into sleep mode. How it will be paused is with the help of wait method. Okay, then the thread B will start execution. Okay, now what will happen after thread B has executed, thread B has executed, what thread B will do, it will invoke a method that is notify. So from that notify, it is nothing but making the thread A to move out of the sleep mode. Okay, now thread A will start again its execution from where it was stopped. I hope you all have got this point. Okay, so that is the example of two threads, thread A, thread B. Suppose apart from thread A, there are many threads. Okay, over there you will be using wait method and notify all method. Okay, I hope you have got it. So we will see this with some examples. Okay, so see students, for you to understand the concept of inter-thread communication, there are two programs with the implementation of producer and consumer. Okay, so you can see this one, an incorrect implementation of producer and consumer, and another one is, you can see over here, this is the one, this one, a correct implementation of producer and consumer. So an incorrect implementation of producer and consumer, why it has mentioned as incorrect is because you can understand the output. Okay, you see here what kind of output it is. Producer has produced something which is 1, but consumer is consuming it many times. 5 times it is consuming. So this is a wrong kind of a program. It's not a correct program. After the producer has produced, the consumer should consume it. Then immediately the next thing producer should produce. So now you can see after the producer has produced, what is happening? Producer is producing again the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. Okay, what about the consumer side? There is no proper communication which is shown over here. So this is what kind of a program is, which is incorrect in-thread communication, inter-thread communication, I should say. So that is why this is the comment which they have mentioned, an incorrect implementation of producer and consumer. But you see with the next program in the textbook itself, a correct implementation of producer and consumer. So you can see the output properly. After the producer has produced, consumer is consuming it. Similarly, the next thing producer has produced, the consumer has consumed it. Similarly, put 3, then got 3, then put 4, then got 4, like that. So this kind of producer producing, consumer consuming is a correct implementation of what should I say, producer and consumer under the concept of inter-thread communication. Okay. So this thing is what will be implemented with the help of the method like wait and modify, as I said just now. Okay. So what I'll do is I will first explain an incorrect implementation of producer and consumer. You just see the program over here. Okay. How the structure is. Please concentrate well over here. You can see this is the main class. I have named it as PC1. You can name it whatever you want from line number 38 till line number 45. Okay. Now in this you just observe here. The thing over here is at line number 40 there is an object small q. So small q to the class q. So this is the class q. Okay. Its object is created at number 40. Okay, then what is happening actually over here, students? That is the point you have to understand. Over here, the memory is again created, and there is a constructor called producer with the parameter as q. So from here, what actually will happen is memory will be created, and this is a constructor call to this producer constructor. Okay, now what actually is happening over here is you have to observe. Similarly, line number 42, same thing, but it will call to this constructor. Okay, then what is happening after this? You can observe here in this one, this code. What is this code? This is a thread which is created. Okay, as you have seen the previous programs, this is line number 17, new thread. From here the thread is created. I'm clearing the drawings. Okay, and its name is producer, and it will start. You can write start here also. Okay, so start will invoke the run method. Similarly, over here also a thread is created. You see, but its name is consumer over here. So even this is going to start. So it will call this one, this run method. I hope you all have understood. So there are 2 threads which are created. Okay, because of this, it will call this. Again, I'm explaining it. Because of this, it will call this constructor. Now, in this, both the constructor call from line number 17, producer thread is created, and line number 30, consumer thread is created, and both of them will be starting, and line number 19 and line number 32, okay, the thread starts running. Okay, now you all please observe what they consist of. They both consist of the while loop. While is true, so infinite amount of time it will keep on executing. Okay, now I will show you over here, and I will come back again. The name of the program is PC1. This is the program. See, I'm going to run the program because already I have compiled it. You see, it will not stop. I have to press Ctrl C, then only it will stop. See, I'm now pressing Ctrl C. By this, it will stop. Okay, fine. Now, why this is not getting stopped? Because of while condition is true, that is fine. Now, both of them has got one function call. In while true of producer, there is a function called q dot put I plus plus. Similarly, at line number 34, you have got q dot get. So both of them are the function calls. Now you have to observe q, small q, both of them have got an object small q is an object to class capital Q, which is above. So from here, please try to note down roughly if you want line number 22 and line number 34. Okay, that is put I plus plus and get. Both of them will go to this class. Put I plus plus will come to this part and get will come to this part. Okay, so now you can understand from here what is going to happen. Put I plus plus means put I plus plus means from here I value will be given as a parameter over here. Okay, that is 1. Then this dot n is 1. Then put 1, it will produce 1. Okay, and simultaneously over here got, it is nothing but it is going to print you the message got 1. Means what this program is, both of these methods are getting both, one from producer, another from consumer. Means producer is producing, consumer is consuming it. Okay, students. So this is the thing. But now, as I said, what is this program is incorrect implementation of producer and consumer. Why it is incorrect implementation of producer and consumer is, you all can observe here. See, I've just scrolled just a second. See, you see here, how many consumer it is consuming? Many times it is consuming the same thing. So this is wrong. I will scroll up now. You observe here, I am scrolling up. See, many times it is producing. You see 28, 29, 30, 31, so on till. What about the consumer? Consumer has left all these things and it started consuming from 48. So this is a wrong kind of internet communication. So what to do? You have to write a program such that there should be a proper communication between the threads. Okay, between the threads. So to achieve that kind of inter-thread communication correctly between producer and consumer, there are 3 methods which is mentioned in the textbook: wait, notify, and notify all. Okay, so the next program is the correct implementation of producer and consumer. Okay, this I will show you now. The next is correct implementation of producer and consumer. Okay, students, just a second. Yeah, this is the program's output. Let me open the program first. The correct implementation of producer and consumer. This is the program name. This is okay. Let me open the program. Desktop, Java, programs, unit 4, or unit 3. This is the program. Okay, let me provide the line numbers. Okay. Now, I will explain the program. In this program, you can see wait, notify. You can see wait, notify. Okay. But before directly explaining the program, I want you all to see the output. Okay. Let me open the terminal. So this is the terminal. Now see, students, I am directly running the program because already it is compiled. And you all observe the output. See, you all can observe, after the producer has produced 9647, consumer has consumed 9647. Similarly, 9648 produced, consumed 9648. So this kind of producer producing and consumer consuming it is showing us that there is a proper communication between the producer and consumer. How we have how we are able to get this proper communication between the producer and consumer is because of the implementation of wait and notify methods. So this is the program, same program, but few additional things are there. You see here, same program, this one with the previous one. Okay, object queue and consumer constructor, producer consumer constructor instantiated. Similar to the previous program, same thing. Okay, in this part it will come. That is producer queue. Consumer queue will come in this part, and both of them are creating threads. As you can see, producer thread is created here, consumer thread is created here. Both of them will move into the run method. Same thing over here also, and you can see put I plus plus. Here you can see get, that is q dot put, q dot get. So both of them will call here, where see, this is the class queue from here till here. Okay, and from below the calls, that is q dot put I plus plus, q dot get, they both will come here. That is q dot put I plus plus will come to this part, and that is what, which line? From here, 39th line will come to this part. Okay, and consumers q dot get is at 51st line, that will come to this part. Okay, that is from line number 5 to line number 16. Okay, students. So now till here, I hope you all have got this one. Now we all observe here what is actually happening. Okay, please, this is very important. Now, in this class Q, okay, in this class Q, at line number 4, you can see value set is equals to false. Value set is equals to false. Now, what is happening here? You see, this method, when it is invoked, what is this value set? It is not value set, means not false. Why not false? At line number 6 means that is true. Not false means true. So it will come into the try block and it will enter waiting state. So now the call which was given from line number 51, here it will come and it will enter in a waiting state. Means now it will move into sleeping mode. Okay, at the same time, what is happening? At the same time, simultaneously, as I said, no two threads, what they will be doing, they will be running concurrently. Okay, simultaneously they will run. So simultaneously, put call when it got invoked from line number 39. Okay, so you see, while value set means what? It is false now. So if this is false, it won't come in this part. Okay, it won't come in this part. Here it will come. Why? Because while is false, so it will skip the try block and it will come to the 24th line, and this dot n is equals to 1. Now from here, value set is equals to 2. This is not 2. It is now made as 2. Now it will produce. Okay, 1. Suppose in our program, but because it was keep on producing, let us assume that it has produced 9656. Producer has produced 9656. Okay, at line number 25, value set is equal to 2, and at line number 26, producer has produced 9656. Now, after that, line number 27 is notify. So, remember, students, notify is a method. What it will do is, it will make that thread to come out of the waiting state, which is waiting. So, means what? From here, it will give a message to this waiting state of consumer that you please move out or you come out of from the sleeping mode. Now, after this, it will come to this part. Now, what consumer will get from n value will print? It will print the n value what it was over here. Okay, that is, it is consuming the output. You can observe here, consumer has consumed the output. I hope you have understood, students. This much is enough, and you can place it again if you want. Okay. So, okay. After that, I will explain. Don't worry. After that, again, you observe here. Now, what is going to happen? Simultaneously, see. Simultaneously. Okay. Simultaneously, this is consumed. Okay. And after this has given the message over here, consumer has consumed. But you students see here, as value set was true. Okay, value set was true. It will come back. It will come back from where? From line number from line number, that is, let me clear this, from line number 39, because this is while true. So put I plus plus. Now it is put 1 plus plus, that is 2. So when it comes back here, now value set is true, because it was changed. No, here it is true. Now this producer will enter into waiting state. At what time it is entering into waiting state? After it has given the notify message to wait. So consumer will come out of the waiting state. Okay, and the producer will enter into waiting state. So consumer is coming out, producer is going in. What state? Wait state. Producer is moving into waiting state and consumer is coming out of waiting state. These are the points you have to remember. So what it will happen is, now after the consumer has consumed, it is now setting value set equals to false. Okay, value set is equals to false, and notify means from here it will make the producer to come out of the waiting state. I am repeating again, as 14th line is invoked, it will make the producer to come out of the waiting state. Now what will happen here? This dot m will be equal to 2. Now value set will be true, fruit will print 2. So students, remember here, after this notify, what will happen is, again from the line number 51, 2 dot get. When it comes here, no? When it comes here, why? Because at line number 13 it was false. When it comes here, it will come into while loop. Now it is not false. So now this not false means true. Now this consumer thread will enter into waiting state. Okay, students, I hope you all have understood. I don't want to explain again. Why? Because while loop is set to true. So for infinite amount of times this will happen. Okay, students, that's it for this producer and consumer.